so much that I know what they're going to do. And I got a bad feeling. I got a really bad feeling. Here's the article. FBI informant who stung RNC 2008 anarchist connected to firebomb plot on Brave New Books and suicided Palestinian activist Raed Hamad. And it was when this article came out. Give me a document cam shot on that. Thank you. For PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. It was when all this came out that the pieces came together, and there was some other stuff happening behind the scenes, too. We had people showing up at the office going, I work at the governor's mansion. I work at the Capitol. They're going to think it's me. I want to leave you with this big box of stuff. And then my guys walked out and looked, and there were off-duty, unmarked police cars and people walking around like it was some big bus, like they wanted to get him in my office with this box. And they called me because I was gone. No, it was when I was on the radio. This happened. And then when I ran out of the radio, this is at our old office, they said, did we do the right thing? And I said, hell yeah, you did the right thing. Do not take anything. It was a big box. And then they were smart enough to walk out front and see the cops. And it was going to be on the news. Alex Jones, he did it, But luckily, we have a containment operation to keep these infiltrators out. And they're constantly trying to get in. We had to move just because of it. No one is allowed at this office. Never, if you know our address, come to our door. You will be screamed at. Not because you're bad, but because you could be an operative. Folks, I live in a James Bond situation, and I'm not James Bond. Okay? So, we have that going on. We talked to Lisa Block, the spokeswoman for the Capitol State Police. It's a separate special unit. Pretty nice guys. Most of them are listeners to the show when I'm down there. They tell me about the show. But 24-year-old male from Houston. We need to get this out because this is not yet in the other news. This is breaking. We just got this from her 3 minutes ago. 24-year-old male from Houston fired several shots on the south steps of the Capitol. No reported injuries, including the gunman. She would not say. She said she did not know what direction he shot. Did he fire in the air? Did he fire down Congress Avenue? Did he fire into the granite steps? Was it blanks? Is this some folks, if it turns out this guy's ever been in psychiatric care of the government or was in the Army, that's where they do the brainwashing, or was protected and already made threats, or they can also threaten your family to get you to do this. There is an intelligence operation we've proven going on down there to provocateur. Now, I don't know if this is a nut or not, but I'm telling you, I predicted a staged attack on the governor's mansion or Capitol. I remember that from memory. I don't know how I do it. And there's nothing really new here. Again, Texas State Capitol, shots fired, at least 4 shots. Jaron? Oh, you need this here? You bet. Awesome. Yeah, give it to Kurt and Emma. Thank you. DPS shots fired at State Capitol, Houston Chronicle, Jim Magid, visiting from New York, said he was inside the building on the first floor and people started rushing to the south entrance, prompted by a reaction of 2 troopers. He said the man next to her said he heard 4 or 5 pops. When Magid, or however you pronounce his name, got outside, she saw about 25 officers surrounding a man lying on the ground on his side in a fetal position as officers held him down. He was not resisting arrest. She said she heard one of the troopers say there might be another person on the building's 3rd floor. Folks, this sounds completely staged. This guy's got a gun and he's shooting it, and they didn't shoot him? You come in my office or my area and you're shooting a gun? You are deader than a doornail. And that's how the police are trained. They should have killed this guy. But if he shot the shots, laid the gun down, he's either a lunatic looking for attention or this was staged. And more, this is looking staged. I don't know if it was staged. We'll certainly learn more as this unfolds. I don't know. A witness told Statesman that 6 shots were fired in rapid succession. That's Fox News. Were heard at noon. State employees are standing on the grounds as authorities secure the Capitol building. Authorities. Thought they were peace officers. Man, I don't know what to say about this, I'll tell you. Joe in Texas, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hey. Okay, I'm out of control. Larry in Texas. Go ahead, Larry.
Hello, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I got some ballistic information that might save somebody's life if they own a 223. Back in '82, I was sitting at the sheriff's office waiting to go on patrol, and I was thumbing through a law magazine, and the article was about the ineffectiveness of the M16 at a roadblock. So my partner was expecting his new delivery of an M16, a semi-automatic version. And I finished the article, I passed it across the desk, said, hey, you might want to get your money back after you read this. So he read it and said, that had nothing about that. So I anticipated this, so I contacted the tow driver, asked him if he had a vehicle he could sacrifice. So he got his new gun in, we went out there, and he had a clip of Full Metal Jacket and a clip of hollow point. And the 3 tests that we done, according to the article, was put a cardboard target behind the steering wheel, stand 10 steps in front of the vehicle, and open up on it. So he raised up, cut loose with 5 rounds. We went up and looked, and all it does is just, you could do more damage with a Daisy Red Ryder, just chips the windshield. So he tried it with the hollow points, same results. Second test was shooting through the side door. Put the target there sideways between the seat and the door panel, and it punches really nice holes in the side door. But the shrapnel that came out the other side was like taking a piece of rice and cutting it lengthwise in about 4 or 5 pieces. And
yeah, I had a range rifle from Ruger, and I would shoot washing machines, and a 30-06, 308, 30-30 would shoot right through the washing machine, all 4 layers. The outer layer, the inner layer, the next inner layer, and the outer layer. And most of the 223s wouldn't even make it all the way through, but if they did, it was just a little bit of shrapnel because the bullet turns. It's very small. It's a .22 caliber, as you know, and it's why you can shoot 222 or 223 through that. And it is really not a very good round unless it hits flesh. It's very devastating when it actually hits flesh. Stay there. We'll come back and see where you're going with this.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb Kay's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb Kay.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb Kay was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What have you got to lose? Stop the calls now, get out of debt, and have more money. Get Herb Kay's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 888-352-7726. That's 888-352-7726. 888-352-7726.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
You may be new to freeze-dried foods. You may have storable food questions. You may want to buy your freeze-dried foods from a very reputable company and not go broke in the process. Welcome to the Freeze-Dry Guy. Okay, actually, we're more than just one guy. We're a California-based company that's been serving our U.S. military and other government agencies with the finest in freeze-dried storable foods and emergency rations since 1970. See all about us at freezedryguy.com. With Freeze-Dry Guy freeze-dried foods, you can and will be ready for just about any unexpected crisis. Freeze-Dried Guy foods are delicious, require little preparation, and will taste just as fresh decades from now as they do today. Just add hot water and serve. Backpackers consistently rate us #1 year after year as the best tasting and ease of preparation. Isn't that what you want for your family? Visit freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-FOOD. That's 866-404-36